what I was created for now. I'm gonna let you know what I'm feeling now. I must be quite emphatical. I'm feeling plain ecstatical. I might just float right up to the ceiling. The joy inside me, the smile you see, is for one reason alone. The time and place where I want to be is holy hot damn, right where I am now. The past is too historical now. The future needs an oracle now. Is when you feel euphorical. Trust me, your crowning achievement, your greatest prize, will come on the day that you realize the moment you're living for is but it's good to be here. Oh my, got sweat in my eye. It's great to be home. This is the champagne with all the fizz. This is where the excitement is. Gee, I'm coming down. Don't get nervous. But it's good to be here. I would not miss this for the world. You don't know who the hell I am, do you? Just wandered in here off of the street outside in this. What's your name, my darling? Bill. Well, I'm Mitzi Gaynor, Bill. Very nice to meet you. you Mrs. Bill? Oh, you're not. You're not, are you? I don't know. No. It's my considered opinion that the place to be is the place Bill's at, and I could not be more sincere. Gee, but it's good to be here again, where I really thrive, here on a stage where I come alive, where I can act and dance and sing and strut my stuff and have a fling. Up in the White House and down on my luck, but Lord help me, I love it. I love the one-night stand, the three-piece band, the balcony, the mezzanine. I love the curtain calls, rehearsal halls, the joy that can't be measured when you play the perfect scene. I've worked with the famous when I was unknown, been in with the in-crowd and out on my own, played so many places I don't have a home, but Lord help me, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love the backstage noise, the chorus boys, the folks who come to all my shows. I love the flashing lights, the opening night, but most of all my dancers who are always on their toes. The music is playing, the light shining bright, the aura is strong, the vibrations are right. The world of illusion will blossom tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Last, I don't know, April, I guess, for about 3 months, I played in New York at the Grossman Theatre. The Grossman Theatre used to be named the Uris, so it was clearly a good idea to change the name. And they did. They changed the name and they changed the theater. They changed everything about it and re-presented it. So they asked me if I would open the new Grossman Theatre, which I was thrilled to do because Grossman has been my favorite composer since I've been very small. When you look at his work, incredible. Rhapsody in Blue, Porgy and Bess, American in Paris, Summertime, The Man I Love, Lady Be Good. I mean, he's a 20th century genius. So there I was, opening the Grossman Theatre. Now, you would have thought that I would have had a Gershwin tune. I didn't, because I can't sing Gershwin. But I did have my Harold Arlen medley. Harold Arlen is very good, too. But every time I sang my Harold Arlen medley in the Grossman Theatre, very strange things happened to it. So it is such a relief to be playing the Wilshire so that I can get through my Harold Arlen medley correctly. Thanks for listening, Bill. You still don't know who I am. This is a scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. This is the way he stood around. I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head, I'd be scratching as my thoughts were busy hatching. If I only had a brain. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Sing hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day. The sun is shining, come on, get happy. The Lord is waiting to take your hand. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land. We're heading across the river, wash your sins away in the tide. It's oh so peaceful on the other side. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. I got a song that I sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Life is... Okay, all right. Oh, wait a second. I thought we'd fixed this, Jack. Do you mind, Rick? What are you doing?
I'm lost.
Well, I am the one who's lost, and I have friends here that have driven all the way in from Malibu today to see me, Jack. You know. Bill doesn't know who I am, and frankly, I'm controlling how humiliated I am. Pardon me, Bill. Are we ready? Do you think? Could do that? Thank you, Jack. Where do I start? Life. Life is a beautiful thing. Just as long as I hold the string, I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. Well, I've got the world on a string. Wait! What are you doing? Get off! Jack, stop it! Give me this! Give me this! It's what I think of this! Just stop it! I don't want it. I'm so humiliated. Forgive him. I mean, it's just a mess. Here it is. Pick it up, Jack. But don't get pissy with me, Jack. You're the one doing this. You would not be acting this way if you were still conducting for Liza Minnelli. It's not even the color of his hair. He dyes it that way to look distinguished, you see. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow, got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life. Right. What a world, what a life. What a world, what a life. Well, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. when I put together this show for Los Angeles, I didn't know what I was going to do except for one thing. I knew I wanted to include some of the things from my film work, because it's Hollywood. So I went back and I ran some of my old movies. Oh, God. And I realized, I have played, I don't know, I've been in maybe over 40 pictures. I really didn't count them because I didn't see them all. But I played just about every kind of character you can think of. I mean, stuff that I never should have done. For example, I played a Hindu princess. In Around the World in 80 Days. See, Mike Todd convinced me that the highest caste Hindus had red hair and freckles. But I realized that I had specialized in one particular kind of woman. Out of 40 pictures, I played 11 hookers. I played 5 housewives, and 3 of them were day trippers. I played a nun. That was rather unique. My nun was a hooker by the end of the movie. Yeah. 2 mules for Sister Sarah, it's true. Me and Clint Eastwood, I was the second mule. I'm going to do some things from my movies. They will not all be hookers, fortunately. When you attack a character, you have to decide on a definitive kind of attitude.
Hi, sweet stuff. How's it going? Do you like my hair? I won it at bingo.
Hiya, doll. Now, my friends call me Sugar. How'd you like a little brown sugar in your coffee?
You know, you are really tall. And I just love men with big arms.
Hey, Trixie, come here.
What?
This guy over here wants to have a party with 2 girls.
2 girls? Wow! Wait a minute. How many guys? Just you? Sure.
We'll be right with you, honey.
You're not a cop, are you? Oh, Bill, now you recognize me.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of the city, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. Dirty mind, Bill. Wouldn't you like to have fun?
Fun? Wouldn't you like to have fun?
Well, how's about a few laughs?
Laugh.
We can show you a good time. Got to show you a good time. Good time. Good time. Good time. Behind the gay facade, the streets are cold and hard. The shutters locked and barred. Irma, la douce, alone. What's the use of trying? Nothing matters anymore. Why this bitter feeling that I never felt before? What's the point of praying when there's nothing to believe? When I build a dream world, it's myself that I deceive. What have I become? A moment's joy for some. A woman who is numb. Irma la douce, the fool. A neon painted face. A meaningless embrace. a love that leaves no trace. Irma la douce, alone. La la la, la la la.
You wanna have fun?
La la la, la la.
How's about a few?
La la la, la la.
We can show you a good time. We can show you a good time.
A good time, a good time. If they could see me now, that little gang of mine. I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like those stumble bums to see for a fact the kind of top drawer first rate chums I attract. Oh, I can say is wow. Just look at where I am tonight. I landed right in a pot of jam. What a setup! Holy cow! I'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. You know what? I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna marry Charlie in a church with a beautiful white dress, maybe off-white. If my friends could see me now. So they turn on the lights and the cameras roll and the rain starts to pour while you pour out your soul. They color your hair. You have a few fears. They change a few lines while you shed a few tears. They give you the breaks. They give you the parts. So you make them all laugh, and you break all their hearts. Then you do a new scene, then again, then it's done. Her love story started, her life has begun. That's what happens in the movies. That's what happens in the movies. Dave. Hi. Yeah, I'm just standing here waiting for you. I came over to wait for you. Hey, well, I want to talk to you. Just a couple things. Well, first of all, Dave, I don't think you should talk to me the way you do. It ain't fair, you know. I mean, I got as much right to be talked to nicely as the next person, you know. And I know that you're still in love with that school teacher and she don't want you no more. I know that, but that don't give you the right to talk down to me, Dave. In case you ain't in love with her, though. Could you be in love with me, do you think? I love you so much, Dave. I just love you so much, I don't know how to express it, you know. I mean, I'd do anything in the world for you. Absolutely anything. All you got to do is just ask me, and then I could show you, you know. Try me. Ask me for something, Dave, and you'd see. Clean up your place? Sure. Sure.
I come over here every day after work at the brassiere factory, and I'll have it spick and span by the time you get back, Dave. Of course I will. Thanks. Hey, Dave, you know the book you wrote? You know, the big book, the big thick book you were working so hard on? Yeah, and you gave it to me last week. You wanted me to read it and tell you what I thought. I read it. Dave, well, that book, it's good. I really liked it a lot. The story. Really liked the story, Dave. Yeah. Yeah. People. The people. They were really good. I really, really, really liked it a lot. Dave. Yeah. No, I didn't understand all the words. But I don't understand you either, and I like you. So what's the matter with that? I don't just like you, though, Dave, you see. I love you, Dave. I love you so much. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it in my life. I mean, I don't know where I fit in your life and where you fit in mine, and I'm all confused. Dave, what should I do? What? Marry you. Are you kidding me, Dave? Oh, my God. You're not. Dave! Oh, my God. I can't even. Dave, this is the smartest thing you ever did in your whole life, Dave. You ain't never going to regret this, Dave. Oh, my God, I'm going to be such a good wife. Can we have a honeymoon? Can we have an honest-to-goodness honeymoon? Dave, can we go to the big city for our honeymoon? Can we go to Terre Haute, please? You know, they got motels there with kitchens in them. And, you know, I can get right in the kitchen and start cooking for you, Dave, and show you how much money I'm going to save you. Oh, my God, I can't believe this. I thought I was coming over here to clean up. I'm ending up getting married to you. Oh, my God. Dave. I don't know what to say. Thanks. So the cameras quit, and the scenery flies, and they wipe the mascara and tears from your eyes. Then the actor on screen who's been sharing your life says he'll see you tomorrow, drives off to his wife. They say that you're great, they hand you a beer, but you wonder if all that they say is sincere. Then you go to see Daly, it's still 10:15. At 6 the next morning, you're at it again. That's what happened in the movies. That's what happened in the movies. Ginny Moorhead in Some Came Running was my favorite doormat. I loved her. I suppose there were aspects of me and her and vice versa where I never would have played her. It's probably true of all the doormats I played. But then I began to change. Women all around me began to change. Women in society began to change. And then finally, women on the screen began to change too. There were more choices open to us, more things we could do. But with those choices came conflicts, intense conflicts. Writers then began to examine those conflicts. They began to address themselves to the real feelings that we were having as women. For example, the conflicts of a woman who wanted to have a career, a family, or both. Well, you clever little twinkle toes, you. Just look at you. Why did you do that to me, your best friend, huh? Why? You knew a ballet like that comes along once in a career, and you wanted it, that's all. You wanted it so bad that you lied to me, your best friend, to get what you wanted. That's exactly what happened. You lied and got the ballet and became a star. I got pregnant, had babies, and became a mother. And now you want to take my daughter away from me. And you say to me, but Dee Dee, I thought you'd be so pleased and thrilled that I would be willing to help Amelia become what you always wanted to become but couldn't. Wonderful. What you're really saying is you want Amelia to become like you. That's not possible. Oh, she's as good a dancer as you are. She's as talented, all right, and she works as hard. But there is one thing you are, dearest friend, that Amelia, poor darling, is not and never will be. And you know what that is? You are a killer. Yes, you are. Don't you walk away from me when I say that. You're a killer. You'd walk over anybody to get what you want and still have a good night's sleep. That's what you did to me. You walked right over me. You killed me. You killed my chances to find out if I could dance, if I could really dance. And now you want to get your hands on my daughter. Don't you walk away from me one more time. I'm not finished talking to you yet. I just love to watch you. You listen to me. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Look at you, the way you go on and on and on and on. You know what? You're over the hill. You're over the hill and you're terrified and you know it. All you've got are your old scrapbooks, your old toe shoes, and those stupid, dumb little dogs you travel with. Well, what are you going to fill in the gaps with, huh? Not my daughter. You just keep your goddamn hands off of my daughter! So you do the big scene where you slap her around, and the crew is so stunned that they don't make a sound. After 23 takes of a treacherous fight, the director yells cut because it's finally right. Then they hand you a scene for the following day, but you don't have to fight, so it's easy to play. Then the actress you slap lays a kiss on your cheek and says that she's off till the end of next week. That's what happens in the movie. That's what happens in the movie. When Annie Bancroft and I did The Turning Point together, it was a real exercise in bridging that gap between illusion and reality, especially in the fight scene. There was a fight scene in that film that took 3 days to shoot. So we had to find things in each other that we simply could not bear, but not so many things that we couldn't work together. Because on the screen, you can't act real. You have to be real. Sometimes you get a part that requires you to be so real that it's painful. When that happens to me, I try not to take my emotions home with me. I try to leave them behind on the set so that I can get on with my life as a woman and a mother. Pardon me, young lady. It is after 10 o'clock. It is time for my daughter's pain shot. She's in a great deal of pain. If you would administer... Who do I talk to? I see. Pardon me, young lady. It is after 10 o'clock. My daughter only has to hold out until 10, and I would appreciate... No, I don't care if she's not your patient. Pardon me. Excuse me. It is after 10 o'clock. My daughter only has to hold out until 10, you see, and she is in a great deal of... No, I am not raising my voice. I want someone to pay some attention to this problem. My daughter is in a great deal of pain, and I don't understand why she has to have it. You get up out of that chair, and you go in that room, and you give my daughter that shot. you get a great part, an incredible role, where you laugh and you cry, and you shatter your soul. At the end of each day, you drive home on your own, but the part that you're playing won't leave you alone. You get home at 10, make a big pot of tea. Your daughter is happily watching TV. She asks if the filming that day went all right. You smile, you shrug, you kiss her goodnight. It's well after midnight, you're lying in bed. You try to forget all the lines that you've said. Yes, you try to forget all the pain that you feel. But the part that you're playing is painfully real. Thank God. It only happens in a movie. Thank God. It only happens in a movie. Life is real. Films are illusions. That's just the way things are. But all of us, we're really actors. For life is just a film in which we all must star. I'm going to dance now. I have to warm up a little bit, though, so... Excuse me while I get my legs back in shape, okay? You know, no matter what I do, I basically still think of myself as a dancer. I started dancing at 3 because I couldn't walk. I was born with very weak ankles, really, and they wouldn't support my weight. So my mother was worried about me. She marched me into the Julia Mildred Harper School of the Ballet in Richmond, Virginia, which is where I was born. And she thought if I liked ballet, it would act as therapy. Well, instead, it ended up molding my professional life, particularly in relation to discipline. I walked into this ballet school. There were mirrors everywhere. Along the ballet bar were all the children lined up, doing their battements tendus and their pliés and their port de bras. And they were all working with the incredible precision. Well, this whole thing so fired my imagination that the next day I began dancing. And from that day on, for the next 17 years, I danced 5 hours every day after school. I wanted to be a ballerina, period. I wanted to be Margot Fontaine, that's all. I was about ready to go into a ballet company when I was about 17. Except I went away for a summer vacation. When I got back, I had grown 4 inches. I was suddenly a 5'7" ballerina who on point was 6'3". That's a disaster because there's nobody that can partner you but a tree. So, I threw away my ballet slippers, I went into musical comedy, and I became a star. I went to New York, I got into some Broadway shows, became a Broadway chorus dancer, and had my experiences working with choreographers. Wait. Webster's defines choreographer as one who creates dance. We dancers have our own definitions for those little mothers. The relationship between a choreographer and a dancer is almost impossible to define. Let me just say that it is based primarily on pain. Yeah, you're in a rehearsal hall 7 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, to put together one good 3-minute dance number takes about 5 weeks. It's backbreakingly articulate. And you're expected to emulate the style of each choreographer you work with. And each choreographer has his own style, depending on how he feels about movement and music. And each style requires a different set of muscles. So if you're a dancer that works with lots of choreographers, you end up using every muscle in your body. And that's why pain is a prime topic of conversation. We're going to do a number now. This is based on a song you'll all recognize, but it will demonstrate how different choreographers interpret the same music. The first one, Bobby Fosse. I first worked with Bobby in 1954 on Broadway in a show called Pajama Game. And in it, he choreographed a number that became a dance classic called Steam Heat. I don't know if you remember, but we did it with black derbies and white gloves. He's put black derbies and white gloves on every performer he's worked with since, even Dustin Hoffman. And I think it's because it accentuates detail. Fosse is a genius with detail, an absolute genius, as a director or as a choreographer. He has strange little detailed movements and detailed sort of anti-gravity leans. Fosse.
No gal mate, it's got a shade on. Sweet Georgia brown. 2 left feet, oh so neat. Sweet Georgia brown. They all sigh, wanna die. They all sigh and die for some Georgia brown. Why? I don't lie much.
Western steps. This is the style of Michael Kidd. Now, the difference between Fosse and Kidd is Kidd's stuff is based almost entirely on pure physical energy and stamina. He was real influenced by the American West. And he choreographed a great movie that reflected that feeling called Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Then he choreographed a Broadway show that I did the film of called Can Can. You had to be an Olympic champion to work for Kidd. He killed you.
Train in Motown, a whole different sensibility invaded the dance world. The black sensibility was here. Everybody went black. Broadway went black. The Whiz went black. The Wizard of Oz went black, and it worked. Hello Dolly went black. Guys and Dolls went black. Ain't Misbehaving stayed black. Sophisticated ladies and dream girls came in black like it should have. Well, it was not long. It was not long before we trained dancers on Broadway. We understood this was no longer about steps. This was about attitude. This was about personal expression. You could use anything you wanted to express yourself. You could use prop costumes, little patter songs. You could get up there with a ghetto blaster on the street corner if you wanted to. Do break dancing, anything. Main thing is you got up there. You got up there and you expressed yourself according to who you thought you were, yeah!
feel so fierce in this outfit. I do. It's chic and real. We gonna step, Dad. We gonna tip. Fierce and chic and real.
All right.
Fierce and chic and real. Fierce and chic, fierce and chic, fierce and chic and real. Yeah. Fierce and chic and real. 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 Yeah, 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 yeah. There, he's got it. All right. White boy. Okay. You gotta have the right props on your body to make it work the way you want it to work. We started working with individual choreographers. Donnie McHale, Sophisticated Lady. Lester Wilson, Saturday Night Fever. George Fays on The Whiz. And Michael Peters. Oh, what did Michael Peters do? Listen. The thing about these black choreographers, what they did was they changed old traditional ways of looking at things. For example, we on Broadway had to learn how to walk again. Yeah. See, you can't dance black if you can't walk black. And I'm interested in walking, all kinds of walking. So, do I look like I'm walking black Bill? Well, you don't learn these kind of walks in a classroom with a teacher and a stick. You get down with your soul, and you come up with movement that matches the feeling. Then you put together pattern to go with the movement that you choose to do.
You're telling me that you want to get down. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, come on, baby, just shake that thing loud. Get on down with you.
Yeah. Baby, show me what you got. Wow, make it hot. Baby, show me what you got. Yeah, make me hot. Yeah, that's what you do when you get on down. If that's what you gotta do. If that's what you do when you get on down, I'll get on down with you. All right.
Got to be, get off your seat. Dance tonight, feels alright. Got to be, get off your seat. Dance tonight, feels alright.
We put together all these different choreographic styles. And the man who's responsible for choreographing this whole show has put together his own version of Georgia Brown. Now, Alan Johnson. He likes to work with what he calls constantly changing time signatures. That means that the phrasing of the music is never even. If you want to bother to count, don't bother Bill, it's a bitch. You'll never get it. Leave it up to us. It took us long enough to learn this. It is incredible. With Johnson, it's never 1, 2, 3, 4, and change. 2, 3, 4, and change. 2, symmetrical and even like that. With Johnson, it's 7 3/4. Literally. Or 99 44 100% of a phrase, and then he leaves off the last little bit. He's extremely complicated. And just when you think you've got his counts, that's when he interjects some humorous little acting vignette. So you have to act and dance and count all at the same time. He's a master of phrasing. He's not as flashy as the others. Much more difficult and much more sophisticated. He's our favorite. Alan Johnson. Hit it. You're not tired, are you, Bill? Oh, my God, I've got to get some water. Just 1 second. Oh, sure was easier playing hookers. At least I got a chance to lie down. I'm going to tell you a story now. I have been asking myself lots of questions for the last 10 years about life and death and, you know, is there life after death, and did we live before, and will we live again, and is there any cosmic justice in the world? Simple questions like that. And I wrote a book about this stuff, which was very interesting to see the reaction. I've just finished another one. I can't wait to see what they say about me when they read this new one. I find it so endearing somehow, how colorful people can be when they want to call you crazy. It's kind of cute. But I've been thinking about these things and asking myself these questions since I was a small girl. And about 17 years ago, I had the most incredible experience when I was a small girl. I was up in the Himalayas. Well, isn't everyone? See? And I was living in this hut. Charming little hut. And most of the time I spent hiking and climbing the mountains in this splendiferous scenery. It really was incredible. And at the end of one particularly beautiful sunset, a lovely young girl came to the door of my hut. And she opened it, and she found me inside, and very quietly she said, "The master will see you." I didn't know what she meant. But the next morning, I asked my Sherpa guide. And he said, "Oh, I know exactly what she's talking about." He said, "There's a very evolved master living much higher up in the Himalayas, and since you have all these questions on your mind, why don't we go up and see him, because that means he will see you." So the next day, we got onto Yak back. 2.5 days and 16,000 feet later, we arrived at our destination. But that wasn't it. My Sherpa guide said we have to leave all our things behind now and break camp and go the rest of the way by foot straight up for 9 hours tomorrow. Well, we did. Straight up the next morning, and this path was like this. I couldn't look down or it would have been over. I had to keep going. Just as we reached the top, I looked up, and there on the top of the mountain, with his saffron-colored robes billowing in the breeze, was a Buddhist Lama monk, etched against the clouds. He was like a painting, and he had his arm outstretched as though he was expecting us. He ushered us up the rest of the way, and then he motioned for me to go into his cave and wait for him there. I walked into this cave, and there were like 100 candles lit, all flickering against the sides of the caves. And in the center of the floor was a giant-sized bronze statue of Buddha. The Lama monk came in right after me. He was very tall and very graceful. And he told me to sit down, which I did, and then he sat right opposite me, and we stared at each other. And then he nodded, as though, "Now you may ask me your questions." So I said, "Well, Master, I have so many. About life and death, and did we live before, and will we live again? It's all jumbled up in my mind. Is there any cosmic justice in the world? And what's the purpose of life?" He just blinked so peacefully. And he said, "My child,
Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious. You work, you save, you worry so, but you can't take your dough when you go, go, go. Keep repeating, it's the berries. These were his actual words. The strongest oak must fall. The sweet things in life to you were just loan. So how can you lose what you never own? Life, it's just a bowl of cherries. So live and laugh at it all. But just when I thought he was finished, he added some interesting news. When you end the 9th inning, a new game's beginning. With life after life, you can't lose. The minute you think it's all over, the next race is going to begin. So forget each disaster. Next time you'll run faster, and odds are you're destined to win. If you feel like you've lost when your dice have been tossed, don't you fret, you will get one more roll. Never give up your hope, there's no end to that rope. It's fate and it's great for the soul. So in life you just gotta keep plugging. Get up if you're knocked to the ground. If you fail, you will see, here's a great guarantee, you'll be perfect the next time around. Life is just a bowl of cherries. Don't take it serious. It's too mysterious. You're born, you live, and then you're gone. Your body may be kaput, but your soul lives on. Now who will you be next time? Well, that varies. So go on, have a ball, but don't yell at your son whenever he's bad. 'Cause next time around, he might be your dad. Life is just a bowl of cherries, so just go out and live and love and laugh at it all. You're so intelligent. In this town, you've got such expanded consciousness here. I'm used to playing in front of people who are unconscious. Bill. No, I don't mean you. Do I look different than I did in terms of endearment? Tell me. Do I how?
You look better.
You bet your ass I look better. Thank you. It was so difficult making me look crappy in that movie. It was so hard to make me look old. They had to hang invisible little weights on my face and hang me upside down before every scene so everything would sag. And I was exhausted from looking old all the time. Jack Nicholson looks exactly the same. You know that love scene we did? I had to gain 25 pounds for that movie. Jack Nicholson didn't. He was perfect. Being in bed with Jack Nicholson is an extremely Zoftic experience. You know, it's not like a regular thing. You know how sometimes you go to bed with somebody and you don't want to do anything, right? You just want to sort of lie there and enjoy them, you know, cuddle up and pinch them and go, ooh, God, I just love being with you, but I don't want to do anything, you know. That's the way it was with Jack. If we had to do a real honest-to-goodness love scene, I would have gotten a hernia laughing. So would he. Johnny Travolta, that's another question. I love that kid. I think it would do him a world of good to work with an older woman. He'd probably have Saturday night fever and I'd have Monday morning hot flashes. Okay, Jack.
If there's a wrong way to say it, a wrong way to play it, nobody does it like me. If there's a wrong way to do it, a right way to screw it up, nobody does it like me. Oh, I've got this big loud mouth. I'm always talking much too free. If you go for tact and manners, better stay away from me. If there's a wrong way to keep it cool, the right way to be a fool, nobody does it like me. I have got this bad reputation for blue conversation. Nobody does it like me. I talk in verbal graffiti that makes Warren Beatty blush. Nobody does it like me. And when I met the Queen of England, it nearly blew my mind. Because the only queens I know are really not the royal kind. I said, I'm pleased to meet you, champ. Oh, you look just like your stamp. Nobody does it like me. Nobody does it. No, nobody does it. Nobody does it like me. If there's a platform to jump on, some bad guy to dump on, nobody does it like me. If there's a good speech, I will make it. Some lost cause, I'll take it up. Nobody does it like me. King Hussein of Jordan invited me to dine, and for a gift, I brought along a quart of Manischewitz wine. I'm no Catholic, but holy smoke, I told the Pope a Polish joke. Nobody does it like me. Nobody does it. No, nobody does it. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody does it like me. Nobody. No, Billy. Nobody does it like me. Have you enjoyed yourselves? I don't say that so you'll applaud. I say it because if you enjoy yourselves, you'll like me. Isn't it true that if you like what you're going through in your own self, you'll like whoever you're with better? It's true. Such a wonderful thing to realize, that it all starts with yourself. I'm not sure there's any such thing as reality. Of course, California does make you think this way. But it's all a question of perspective more than anything. I have to read you something. I cut this out today. This is the time of year of the annual Double Speak Award. They give the Double Speak Awards to people who successfully scramble your brains and mangle the English language so much that it bears no resemblance to reality. That's really what it is. They gave it to the Pentagon for referring to combat as violence processing. This is true. They gave it to the National Transportation Board for calling an airplane crash a controlled flight into terrain. Unbelievable. They gave it to a Chicago discount store for advertising a toilet plunger as a hydroblast force cup. I had to read this to you in relation to reality. The White House, though, Ronald Reagan and the White House got the top award for calling the Grenada invasion a pre-dawn vertical insertion. Given the age of those fellas in the White House, how would they know what a pre-dawn vertical insertion was? I had to read you that about reality. See, that's their reality. Everybody's got their own. If there are 4.6 billion people on the face of this planet, then there are 4.6 billion realities. So nobody can think the same, or love the same, or feel the same, or act the same. So why don't we just all respect everybody else's reality and get on with it? You know, even in relation to your own life, everybody's got a little bit of tragedy, or a lot, depending on how you perceive it. And your tragedy can actually be altered by what you think of it. So by your conscious change in attitude, your tragedy could just become a learning experience instead of a tragedy. And a half a glass of water is as half full as it is half empty. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done and we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist. And I will not get that into my head. I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go. But every child I see is looking up at me and telling me that just ain't so. I could say that life is just a bowl of jello and appear so intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my heart. Imagine there's no country. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Now you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. And I know one day it will happen. And the world will be one.
Next on ABC, a moving drama that will win your heart. Gordon Poole, Nicholas Scott and Ryan Scott star in Thank You, Jack. And later tonight, the great Rudolph Valentino stars in our silent movie special, The Eagle, telling of romance and revenge in Imperial Russia, tonight at 10:20.